This next series is meant to discuss the File tab, so please stay tuned. We have some great information for you here. Let's go over a brief history. We'll give you a File tab overview, then the brief history of the File tab and what it does. We'll start with Excel 95, then Office 2003, Office 2007, which introduced the Office button, Office 2010 to present, which went back to the File tab, actual menu selections, and then we're going to configure some options. Let's look at the File menu, Excel 95 through Excel 2003. That pretty much stayed the same throughout. We had pull down and selections. They were grouped by File commands, Save commands, Print commands, and recently grouped. Now things changed in Office 2007, and we'll go over the Office button in our next slide. For those of you using Excel 2007, this is the Office button. It replaced the File tab or the File menu. It is in the upper left corner. It only happened in Office 2007. Now you can see the difference from the view here to what we had before. The functions are the same though. Now from Office 2010, moving to the present, which is 2016, back to the File tab, File menu. Now we'll look at that next. Let's review how we get to the File menu. This quite simply is a File menu button. Simply select it, and when you do, this appears. It starts with the file information, and you can see the commands that largely appear in the Quick Access toolbar and the title bar appear here. Now we will review each section as part of the free prerequisites with your subscription. For now, we will review some options in the next slide. Let's go over what happens. We press the File tab, brought in this menu. We can always go back to where we were with this arrow. We have general information on the file as we put it here. Now folks, all of these tabs are lessons in and on themselves. We're going to give you just a brief overview and a couple options you can configure. We have the information here, properties of the file, when it was last edited, who edited the file, who authored it. A couple more file properties here. Not really going to be relevant to this file. So we can come back in here. I'm going to show the fewer properties. I don't deal with this part quite a lot, but if you're getting a new file, you can. Again, these are all the tabs that we saw. Quick Access toolbar, we saw new. We saw open. We saw save, save as. This is all in the title bar, Quick Access toolbar. We can print, we can share, we can close it, we can edit our account, give Microsoft some feedback. A couple options I want to go over with you. General options, my font right here, I usually use a Times New Roman 12 for my text. It's easier to read. I use Arial for titles. I only want one sheet. I said that. That determines how many sheets open automatically. Put down my username. I can always change that to Timothy M if I choose to. I have an underwater theme. I'm a scuba diver. I love to dive, so I've got my little submarine and fish and octopus there. Just a cute little thing you can configure. You can configure formula information here. I always do automatic calculating. Don't use manual much anywhere. That's for the old days. Your sheet recalculates every time you move to a cell. If you don't have any RAM or a huge spreadsheet with a lot of calculations, you may want to turn this on. Data information, proofing information, saving. I always save my file. This is one of the things we talked about. I save it every 5 minutes. This is where you do it. And if you close without saving, this is where the file will be saved. That is configurable. Language. I only speak English. I'll probably end up with Spanish and German on here. So right now I'm only using English. Okay. More feedbacks here, and then we can get into advanced things. And again, what's going to happen on this? Customize the ribbon. I think we showed some of this before. We can customize the Quick Access toolbar. We've gone over that lesson. The Trust Center, we'll go into that with macros. Add-ins, I'll come back up. I'll jump back up to the add-ins. We'll explain that at another lesson. So this is just general information on how to get around the File button, File tab. And I can come back and do this, get back in here to take it, and I can always go back to my spreadsheet and start entering data. So that's it for this lesson. I want to thank you for that.